Hello everybody, Queen No Fox here, and today we are going to be playing Bloody Painter Dating Sim. Listen guys, okay? Of course, scrolling through Itch.io and I found this, and it looked interesting, and it looked interesting, and it looked interesting. So that's why I wanted to play it. There is a thing, I know. Hold on. English? Yes. Now this is the content warning. This game is not suitable for children. You agree that you are at least 13 years of age. This game contains some graphic scenes of violence. Realistic gore, jump scares, starvation, realistic depictions of graphic context, auditory gore, murder, death, dismemberment, graphic self-decapitation, realistic severed head. There's all your content warnings. In the game, players can easily die. If you encounter a murderer, please call the police first. It is unrealistic to develop a romantic relationship with a murderer. This is a romance game. There's your warning. If you don't like the sound of any of that, feel free to skip over this. And I don't know how long this lasts. I don't know what's in it. I've never seen it in my entire life, but I'm very excited to play it. So let's do that. Oh no. Ugh. With a severed headache. Oh, severe. With a severe headache, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. As you touch the bruise on the back of your head, it seems you were hit by something heavy before you lost consciousness. A heavy iron chain tied around your feet. Someone has trapped you here. You try to remember what happened before you lost consciousness, but you can't recall anything. Let's investigate the surroundings first. Look at the wall. The room is surrounded by 4 walls without any windows. It's weirdly cleaned up, and no ashes or sand can be seen. Why would there be ashes? Looks like a prison built by a germaphobe. Where to investigate next? Cell phone? No signal. I might be in a remote place or underground. Why would he leave my cell phone? Where to investigate next? Mattress. There's a mattress on the floor. The mattress feels really hard to lie on. Where to investigate next? Meal. Near the door, there's a serving of spaghetti with tomato sauce and a bottle of water. Also, a round plastic fork that's completely harmless was thoughtfully attached. It's still warm. It feels like it was sent here not long ago. Where to investigate next? The door. You peek through the keyhole, but you see nothing outside. I wonder where I am. Where to investigate next? That's enough. End the investigation? Yes. Yes. What's the next move? Let's just listen. You can't hear any sound on the other than your own breathing. The soundproofing in this room seems particularly good. I feel like yelling for help is a bad idea. Let's do it anyway. Nobody answers. Ooh, let's just sleep. I feel like knocking over the meal isn't a smart idea. You lay on the bed. You try to sleep under this condition. Maybe it's the fatigue caused by nervousness, but you still fall asleep. Excuse me? You open your eyes after hearing some noises. Oh, hello! This is meant to be a Bloody Painter, the CreepyPasta, correct? Yo, this art is slamming, though. Like, look at him. A tall man wearing a mask is squatting on the ground and looking at you with his head tilted. Is his head tilted? Ooh, I hate the music! Why is the music scaring me like this? Hello. He remains silent, as if he is sizing up his prey. Ah! He points to the plate on the floor, like indicating that you should finish your meal quickly. Can you not talk? Listen, I know a lot about creepypastas, but I don't know much about his. Thinking that the strange man might have poisoned the meal, you shake your head in fear. Seeing you have no intention of eating, he looks quite distressed.
You can't die.
You have a voice! Hello! Hello, you have a voice.
Not now.
Not now, so I could die later? He slowly speaks with a deep and steady voice.
The freezer is full.
Oh, no. What does that mean?
The freezer is full, and there's no space for more.
I keep turning it up because I don't know if I should voice act over him or if y'all could hear him.
7 days.
7 days? He pauses and thinks.
There won't be space until 7 days later.
Why not?
If you die now, you'll rot.
Ew. Please no. The red flags are automatic. This is a romance game? Are you sure? What do you mean? So I only have 7 days left to live? He nods and walks out of the door. Wait, you can't just leave me here like this, please. Your cries can't stop the door from closing. Day 1 night. Let's investigate the surroundings first. The door. You peek from outside the keyhole. You see the shadow of a man walking around. He seems to be busy with something. What is he doing? Don't ask me, girl. No, don't sleep. A bread and bottle of water. Doesn't that meal look like there's something on it? Don't even try me. I'm going to bed. Please try to improve your survival rate within 7 days. What does that mean? Let's investigate and look around. Meal. Empty plate. Door. Ugh, you check the keyhole. You seem to see something. You see that there's a vague figure at the end of the door. You see something wrong and realize what that is after narrowing your eyes. Oh! That is an artwork made of the human body, not a human being. Oh my god, you bitch! You hear the door open. You slowly push the door, and there is no trace of the strange man. First, you go into a room with a large freezer, sink, and operating table. Then you open another heavy door. Maybe we should just go back in the room. I mean, personally, I don't think that exploring this place is the best idea. Is there a menu? Hold on. Let me turn the music down just a little bit, because the music's really loud for me. Oh! You find yourself in a room full of glass display jars! The jars are filled with specimens made from human body parts. Nice! It's like you're in an art museum. Could it be that he wanted to freeze me as a material for specimen artwork? I don't know. You're thinking. You're seeing this scene. Fuck. Run away, admire the artworks. Sure, let's admire the artworks. You look around and admire his work with relish. You look at them for 15 minutes straight.
Interesting.
You hear a voice coming from the corner. The corner! Hello! It turns out the man has been watching you from a blind spot behind the glass cabinet. Okay, guys, but listen. I know he's a murderer. Also, never... Don't date murderers. Just like the warning said, but look at this artwork of this man. I like them. They're so beautiful. I'm actually crazy. I found out. The man goes silent with his head tilted for a couple of seconds after hearing your comment. He seems to be thinking about something.
Don't you consider it cruel or bloodthirsty to them?
Are you saying, do I condone murder? Because I don't. No, I feel nothing at all. Okay, obviously me and me are not on the same page here.
You're such a weirdo.
I'm weird? You're calling me weird? Look at the room I'm in right now. You're calling me weird. You think Aren't you talking about yourself? Exactly. After you have a tour in his display room, he locks you back in the small room you were in. You go to sleep to end the day. Your survival rate increases. So, I have to make him like me. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. You're already starving. You are waiting for him to bring dinner, but what you get is not dinner. Instead, you hear the door was opened. A light shines through the crack of the half-open door, looking like an intriguing invitation. You open the door and walk into the light. You first arrive at the room with an operating table outside of the door. But this time, the operating table is not empty. Don't make me look at this! There's a defrosted human corpse on it. The man pops out of somewhere. He unties the iron chains from your feet and hands the surgical knife in his hand to you.
First, where do you think the first cut should be?
His voice tone sounds cold, like the kind of teacher who gives his students hard questions on purpose. He's a murderer! Attack him with surgical knife. Can't do it. Stab the corpse. Okay, the goal of this run is to live. So obviously we have to do what he wants. So, yeah. Maybe beautiful works always come with some sacrifices. Ugh! Don't make gross sounds like that. Without hesitation, you stab the abdomen of the corpse with the knife. But due to the lack of professionalism, the lines you cut are crooked and ugly. Don't! This is when he gets close behind your back and holds your hand. You're both holding the surgical knife. Like you two are cutting a cake together. Yay! With his hands, the lines you cut become smooth and clean. Yeah, that's my face right now. What are you doing? You could smell an ocean perfume on him due to how close you are. It seems to be sprayed to cover up the smell of formalin? You can feel his warmth with your back, but his fingers are a little cold. I wonder why! He's focusing on cutting the corpse and your hand keeps moving under his lead. He could have killed you or ignored you, but he didn't. You've started to speculate on the purpose of his behaviors. Could it be that he wants someone who could ignore the cruelty in process and understand him? I mean, I guess. You think. After the happy creative time ends, you're locked in the room you were in. You go to sleep to the end of the day. This is fast paced for sure. Day 4, noon. Until noon, you don't see breakfast or lunch being delivered. You're already starving. Do I even eat? You notice that something is shining in the corner. A key. It seems like the man accidentally dropped it last night. You open the door. Oh yeah, because that's the smartest decision you could ever make with the key. You go past the you go past the operating table where you two spent creative time together last night. The display room. Then you discover that there's an unnatural even marks from one wall to the corner. You find a trap door. After pushing the trap door, you see a normal basement storage room. At the corner of the storage room, you see a stair that goes up. It turns out that this is really an underground secret room. What did you think? Hidden layer. Hidden layer by layer with trap door. No wonder the sound and insulation is so good. You walk up the stairs and see a heavy wooden board. You push it hard. What catches your eye is the interior of a cozy cabin. Then you realize the heavy wooden board you just pushed is the back of a bookcase. You look around and find that there are insect specimens everywhere in the cabin. There's also a reindeer head specimen hanging on the wall. Reindeer? Then you walk into the living room. Oh my god, is that him without a mask on? Okay, but guys, look at him. You see a young man with a handsome face and pale skin lying on the sofa. The ocean-scented perfume and that faint smell of formalin emanates from his body. It's him! He is the masked man who kidnapped you, but he's not wearing the mask at this time. Are his eyes still blue? His sleeping face has a ferocious expression. His neck is sweating and he seems to be trembling. It looks like he's sick. At this time you decide to... Like I said, We're going the we're gonna live route, right? Right? So we gotta, you know... You can't bear to leave him alone, so you reach out and touch his forehead. Whoa! So hot. You try to find something that can cool him down. Let's investigate. Let's look in the living room. The living room is spotlessly clean. Where to investigate next? Oh my gosh! Guess we're investigating everything. His expression is ferocious. He seems to be in pain. He's still having a fever. Where to investigate next? Sofa. You don't think it's good for a patient to sleep on the sofa, but you can't move him with your strength. Where to investigate next? Specimens. It feels like he did them all. You know, butterfly specimens and stuff like that are kind of cute. The workmanship of these specimens are exquisite. Where to investigate next? Photo frame. There's a photo frame on the shelf. It's a photo of him standing at the entrance of the Judicial Mental Hospital with a man in a doctor's robe. Where to investigate next? Shelf. Cocoa powder? There's a jar of cocoa powder and a cup on it. Let's make him a cup of cocoa. Sure, I guess. Why not? Can I look at the locked box? There's a box with a combination lock on the shelf. Nope, don't know it. Don't even try. Bookcase. You find some of his profile files in the bookcase. Name, Helen Otis. Gender, male. Birthday, October 1st, 1980. Wait. No. I wanted to see that. October 1st, 1980? So that would be 10/1/80? Is that right? Hold on. Let me see. Just let me see. 10. No. 10/1. Huh. 10/1/8? No. I don't know. Maybe 1980? Nope. I honestly don't know. I thought that would be it, but I guess not. Let's end that there. Let's go to the kitchen. The kitchen is spotlessly clean. Oh, I don't know if I want to look in the fridge. There's some ice cubes in it. These can cool down his body temperature. Cabinet. You find some clean towels in the kitchen cabinet. I can soak a towel in ice water and place it on the patient's forehead to cool him down. Okay. Sure. Yes. You return to the living room, wringing out the excess water from a towel soaked in ice water and place it on his forehead. But his art design, though. His ferocious expression gradually softened. You once again noticed his fair skin and long eyelashes, and his slightly curly black hair. If you don't say he's a murderer, his sleeping face looks very harmless now. After a while... Oh my gosh, his eyes are still blue! Oh my god, it's so cute, though. He wakes up to the scent of year brewing cocoa and sits up on the couch. He looks a little shocked. I love his eyes, though. He looks around quickly and seems to understand what's going on.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know, but his voice just made me want to burst out laughing. Don't sound like that. I want to ask myself that, too. I want to ask you that. Miss Me, whatever your name is, where you came up with this idea.
You saw me faint and didn't choose to run away.
That's not the route I'm taking today.
You're such a weirdo.
I'm weird? Is there anyone weirder than you in this house? Exactly. You can't help but bitch about him. You seem to see the corner of his mouth rising slightly for a few seconds, and the atmosphere between you relaxes. Why is he cute, though? He doesn't drink the cocoa you brewed for him. It seems that he's still a little wary of you. I mean, technically I could have poisoned it, to be fair. Can you tell me who you are?
Bloody Painter. That's the name they gave me for my modus operandi.
For your what? What is that?
If you find it difficult to pronounce, you can call me BP.
No, I'm not calling you that. I'll stick with Bloody Painter. Even though what he told you was just a nickname, at least you know what to call him now. After the brief conversation on the sofa, he does not lock you back in the underground secret room. Perhaps staying to take care of him when he fell ill was enough to provide that you won't run away. You get up from the sofa and continue to look at the specimen decorations in the living room. He sits on the sofa, crosses his legs, picks up a book, and starts reading.
By the way, you better not try to escape.
I mean, you're awake now. You're just gonna end up grabbing me and stuffing me back in the basement.
There are traps all around the cabin, and only I know how to get in and out safely.
Fair. I mean, I assumed we were in the woods. You sit on the sofa. Soon, a wave of sleepiness comes over you. Today, you fall asleep on the sofa in the living room, not in the cold underground secret room. Your survival rate increases! Day 5 morning. You see him busy cleaning in and out of the house early in the morning. I'll come help too! After finishing speaking, you pick up the rag and bucket to join the cleaning. But you can't really see where this almost spotless house needs to be cleaned. You're just taking a clean wet rag and wiping it on the clean cabinet. Do you usually love cleaning this much?
It would soon be covered with a layer of dust.
That's not what you said. It must be cleaned like this 1 or 2 times a week. Otherwise, it would soon be covered in a layer of dust. You missed a part of your line. Although he doesn't talk much, his tone and voice give you a gentle feeling and don't make you feel nervous. Really? Do they? You climb up the short ladder and wipe the high cabinets with a rag. Suddenly, a cockroach crawls out from behind the cabinet. You are so frightened you lose balance and fall backwards. $100 says he catches me right now. You close your eyes. Yeah, I thought so. But what you get is not the feeling of the pain of falling on the ground, but a warm feeling. Okay, back up. You open your eyes and find that he's holding you like you're a princess. You know this guy's a murderer, right? He catches you with the same old cold expression on his face. I love his eyes, though.
Are you alright?
I mean, you caught me, so. Perhaps to resolve the awkwardness, he asks. I'm alright. It was just a cockroach. Hearing the word cockroach, he puts you down. He takes 2 steps back from the cabinet you just wiped and then says calmly.
Don't come near here yet.
What?
It's
Why?
dangerous.
That's a cockroach, my guy. You can't help but chuckle at the thought of a murderer being afraid of cockroaches. Fine, whatever you say. The interaction just now makes you feel a little warmth from this cold murderer. At least you see more of his reactions and expressions. This is the rare relaxation you have felt in these tense days. He could have let you fall off the ladder, but he rushed over to catch you. Somehow, you feel that after these few days of getting along, maybe now you both have different ideas about each other than you originally had. It was only a clear relationship between a murderer who wanted to hunt and a prey who was trying to escape. But now, it has an extra layer of friendship, causing the interaction between you two to have an indescribable sense of dissonance. Just when you pick up the old newspaper and prepare to wipe the windows, you find a police car parked in the road in the distance. 2 police officers get out of the car and keep looking towards the cabin. At some point, Bloody Painter is already behind you, looking out the window with you.
Wait for a second.
Yeah? And then he walks out the door and to talk to the police officers.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Are you Mr. Otis?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever seen these people around here? The police officer takes out some photos from his pocket.
Have these people committed a crime and are running away?
I don't know. No, these people are they're missing people around this area.
I haven't seen them before, but wolves and bears often appear around here.
Hey, nice excuse. Bro, you have the longest fingers in the world. Can we check out your cabin?
Yes, come in.
I'm inside this cabin! Bloody Painter behaves very kindly and politely. After speaking, he leads the way for the police officers.
Please, follow my footsteps. I placed some traps near the cabin to protect against wild wolves and bears. You don't want to step on them.
Or maybe you do want to step on them. The police officers enter the house and see you. Hello, this is?
An old friend who came to visit me recently.
Uh-huh. You greet the police officers with a smile and nod. At the same time, a police officer quickly looks through the missing person's photos in his hands, and he puts the photo back in his pocket. It seems that your disappearance has not been discovered by anyone yet. You stand next to the bookcase, blocking the entrance to the secret room. After searching around, the police find nothing unusual and leave. His trust in you increases. Ooh! Today you still sleep on the couch in the living room instead of in the cold basement. Half asleep, you hear the sound of someone approaching. Hey, no mask still! When you notice it, the person seems to be very close to you. You pretend to be asleep, and the person just looks at your sleeping face quietly. The man stretches out his hands and takes it back just as he's about to touch your hair. Okay. Tisk! He turns around and leaves. Day 6 morning! You see him busy in the kitchen for a while. Does bro cook? Then breakfast is served in front of you. Oh my gosh, that looks so good! Oh my gosh, I want it. Give it to me. There's a piece of toast with just the right crispiness on the large round plate and poached egg on top of the toast and some lettuce salad. The plate looks delicious. The drink is a cup of freshly brewed hot cocoa. Is it actually hot cocoa or is it coffee? The cutlery he gives you is still a round plastic fork with no offensive features. You sit at the dining table and start eating while he sits at the chair opposite you and flips through the book. Listen, I'm normally so much better reader than this. It's still snowing outside, and listening to the squeaking sound of the fireplace, the atmosphere in the cabin is particularly comfortable. As long as you ignore the fact that you're in the same room with the murderer who kidnapped you, everything is really relaxing. You look at him, who is full of mysteries, and some questions arise in your mind, and you decide to... Okay, let me go grab something real fast. I need to grab a drink because my throat's getting dry. For a minute, I forgot both of my cats are in here. Spooky and Unova. But I did prepare a drink because I knew I was going to be thirsty. And I put it in my little mini cooler. Alright. Back in it. Let's ask carefully. Can I ask you a question?
What is it?
Man, I really hope you could hear this man's. Because if I haven't been... going over what he's saying and you can't hear him, that's going to be very sad. What book do you usually read? Pick up the book next to you and read it. What work are you going to use me for about potted plants? What books do you usually read?
Usually, I would read some anatomy and taxidermy books, but today is different.
Hi, Unova. Sorry, my cat's jumping in my chair right now. You want to come up here? Come on. Anatomy and taxidermy books. What are you reading today?
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show? What is the book like? What is the book like?
The whole world that the protagonist lives in, including himself, is all just someone's creation.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Everything that happens is watched by the audience.
Uh-huh.
And there's no privacy at all.
Uh-huh.
But he is completely unaware that he is in such a large theater. Very ridiculous, right? I
Right.
can't imagine this to happen in reality, or to me. If our world was like the Truman Show, how would the audience view the current situation?
Probably hot. It must be excited.
Excited? Why?
Have you seen your face and look right now? Yeah, exactly. They may be attracted by your charm and want to be killed by you. What? That's not what I meant.
Incomprehensible. But what a bunch of weirdos with good taste.
With good taste. It's hard to tell from his poker face whether he's seriously boasting or joking. What work are you going to use me for? You ask bravely. He looks up at you for a moment.
I was going to make you into some kind of doll at first.
A doll?
Your eyes are beautiful, but if they are left alone, they'll become rotten and sunken.
You know, I dabble to say your eyes are a lot prettier than my character's no eyes. My character's giving Frisk face right now.
So I would like to dig your eyes out and put them in a glass jar and soak them in formalin to preserve them.
Uh-huh.
Glass beads will be placed in the empty eye sockets to replace the eyes.
Uh-huh.
You look very pleasing to the eye, so I would also like to keep the head intact.
Uh-huh. Thanks for the compliment.
You're welcome.
I low-key kind of love this. It's funny. Why did he say at first? Has his mind changed? You're curious, but you don't have the guts to ask further. I saw many potted plants on the shelves in the living room, but why are they all withered?
I have tried my best. I don't know why they always die.
Do you water them? Pick up the book next to you and read it. You pick up the book next to you and you start flipping through. It's a book about the possibility of having a completely opposite version of yourself in a parallel world. If there's a complete opposite version of you, what do you think it would be like?
Oh, that book. Let me think. Probably a guy wearing a burgundy coat and always having a smile on his face.
Maybe. Why is it a burgundy coat?
Because I like blue. If he is the opposite of me, he should like red, right?
Maybe. I guess so. Day 6, noon. It's noontime. It's noontime! To thank you for making breakfast for me today, let me make lunch in return. He doesn't look very impressed. He frowns at you with an expression like, are you out of your mind? Don't worry, you said there are traps outside the house. Only you know how to get in and out normally. Even if I resist you with a knife, I can't escape.
Okay, but I'll keep an eye on you. Don't try anything stupid.
Why would I ever do that? Great! As for what to cook and the ingredients, well, a bad idea flashes through your head, and curiosity makes you ask, do you eat human flesh?
No. Why would I do that?
I mean, why are you looking at me like I'm crazy for asking that?
I just use human bodies as materials for making art, and I never think about eating them.
I mean, doesn't Eyeless Jack eat human parts? Or at least eat kidneys? I thought you murderers all had some degree of cannibalism. That is definitely not true.
Let's put it this way. Do you eat paint and painting tools? Just because I kill people to use as materials to make works doesn't mean I will eat them.
Fair.
Also, I'm different from those who have fun committing a crime and kill purely for the sake of killing.
Yeah, you kill for art. I've heard multiple times.
Don't confuse me with that kind of unprincipled guy.
Unprincipled guy. Yeah, because you're just a stand-upright guy, aren't you?
I wouldn't do anything unless necessary. You are here only because you witnessed the crime scene.
Did I? I see. After hearing this, you decide to... I'm not cooking a human meat dish. No. You look at the ingredients in the refrigerator. There are eggs, tomatoes, white rice, some curry powder. Okay, I've decided. You turn on the oven and start to cook. For a minute, I thought the entire place was about to catch on fire. Bloody Painter watches the entire production process. Rather than worrying about you escaping, he's more worried about you blowing up the kitchen. Fair. Oh my gosh, why does food look so good? Soon after, a normal curry omelet rice was served. You watched me cook it, man, okay? I didn't poison it, just eat it. He stares at the omelet rice without saying a word. Don't worry, there's no poison. Weren't you watching the whole process? He starts to move after you finish speaking. He takes a spoonful of omelet rice and puts it in his mouth. Bro shook. What do you think?
Surprisingly quite delicious.
Thank you! I knew I'm such a great cook. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just that no one has cooked for me for a long time.
I couldn't imagine why, you know. You're totally not a murderer. I can make you more if you like. Oh my god, is he blushing? You had a fairly pleasant afternoon. Late at night? Oh, that doesn't sound good at all.
Hey.
You are woken up from your sleep by the man. Whoa, you're really close. Back up. His face is close to you and his blue eyes are staring at you. Why is it the closer I get, the more like out of focus your body becomes? What's wrong? You sit up on the couch and rub your eyes.
Got to go.
Got to go? Got to go?
I've noticed something unusual about the number of police cars patrolling nearby recently. They must have some relevant evidence and are doubting it. It is very likely there is an ambush outside.
Now?
It's snowing heavily outside now, and I think it's time to leave now. Come with me or not, it's your choice.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna come with you, right? Obviously. What do you want me to do? I'm fine with both choices, but I need you to look me in the eyes and tell me, what do you prefer me to do? You stare at his eyes.
I prefer.
He hesitates to speak and looks away, looking like he's thinking about something. Your behavior makes him a little panicked, but he doesn't seem to be good at this kind of situation. You notice that his ears are... Oh my gosh! And this unexpected reaction makes you want to tease him a little bit. What do you prefer me to do?
I prefer.
After a moment of silence, he slowly speaks.
That you come with me.
Good, because I planned to do! He tries hard to look you in the eyes and speak his thoughts.
We'll set off early tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh. Day 7.
Follow my footsteps.
Oh my gosh, look at him! You follow the shoe prints he leaves in the snow and finally succeed in avoiding the many traps around the cabin. Just as you are walking through the forest, you hear movement behind you. Freeze! In the snowstorm, several policemen who are lying in ambush chase after you. Oh shit! You ignore them and keep running forward. Oh! A gunshot shoots across the sky and you feel a pain in your left... Oh my gosh, he shot me! He turns to look at you, as if he's considering whether to leave you. Run! You yell at him, but he approaches you. Oh my god, is he gonna carry me? And he holds you in his arms. You feel a warmth on your forehead. Oh my gosh! No. No. He's a murderer. He's a murderer, remember. In your head, he's a murderer. Oh my gosh! You feel the time freezes at this moment. The kiss is almost like a goodbye. Then he leaves you and runs forward, disappearing into the heavy snow. You are later taken back to the police for questioning. You say throughout the process that you were a victim. On that note, you're not lying. You don't reveal any unnecessary details. Since there is no relevant evidence to prove that you are an accomplice, the police can only release you after a long period of interrogation. After that... Dang, I had a nice bedroom! 2 years passed. Now you live in a cheap little apartment. Cheap apartment? I want this apartment! You live an ordinary life, as if what happened 2 years ago never happened. Today is Halloween, and every household nearby has put up some thought into making decorations. But for you, it's just another day at work. That's loud. When you return to your apartment after getting off work this evening, strange thing, as soon as you notice as you open the door, you feel a gust of wind. You remember that you closed the window before going out. Just when you're about to close the window, you find a gift left by someone on the table next to the windowsill. A red rose. You don't know why, but you have a feeling that Bloody Painter has been here. Even every Halloween after that, you receive a rose at your residence. It's like a once-a-year greeting. Although he says nothing, the rose seems to tell everything. Although you have certain similarities, you are two different people from two different worlds after all. Perhaps living on your own life this way is best outcome for both of you. Good ending. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. That was amazing. That's an amazing game. I love that game. I recommend that game. If you're into creepypastas and dating sims, go play that game. I'm gonna leave the other endings all open-ended if other people want to play that. If you do want to see me play other endings, let me know in the comments, like the video, and I will come back to this and play the other endings. But, yeah! I hope everyone has a wonderful day and that you like this video.